Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the weekly wrap up slash pre-week analysis. I apologize for not being able to give you guys the weekly wrap up on Friday, but I mean, it's pretty obvious what the market's done according to my pre-week and mid-week analysis, but we're about to jump into the weekly wrap up now and jump into the pre-week analysis for this upcoming trading week. Before I jump into the analysis, just let me give a quick disclaimer. This is not financial advice. Nothing that I share during this analysis is for financial advice. It is for educational purposes only. I repeat, this is not financial advice. Anything that I share during this analysis is for educational purposes only. Cool beans? Cool beans. Let's jump into it, ladies and gentlemen. So, as we can see, this was my analysis for the previous week. This was my pre-week analysis for last week's trading week. Looking at the dollar, you can see that the market pretty much played out exactly how I wanted to see it play out, right? We opened up bullish, right? We pulled back up into Friday's premium price level, right? We retested that 62 premium price level, retracted off of it. I would have liked to see us come all the way back down and retest the daily fair value gap that you see shaded in gray here, right before we push back up. But we didn't make it all the way down to that level before we did push back up to the 79% PD array level of Friday's price range, right? And then Friday, we closed the day bearish, pushing down off of that 79% PD array level, right? And I do expect us to continue lower going into this week. I would like to see us continue just the way I have it drawn out. I would like to see us break back below this daily fair value gap, right? And continue lower. Now, I haven't put the weekly levels on here for this week. I will do that after the call. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to walk us through the weekly wrap up and give you guys my overall analysis on where I see the markets going for this week. So for DXY, markets pretty much played out exactly how I wanted to see. Only thing that we didn't get exactly to the T was the retest of this daily fair value gap that we broke back up above right here, right? And we only missed that by a couple of pips. So it is what it is. We already know that the markets are not ever cookie cutter perfect. So that being said, let's look at our currencies that we trade, starting with Euro USD. Looking at Euro USD, we see that Euro USD pretty much played out how I wanted to see it play out. I wanted to see us come back down into the weekly discount PD array levels, right? We came back down into that upper weekly discount array level, right? And we closed the week pushing up off of it, coming back up to retest Friday's daily PD array levels on the flip side, right? We came down, broke through it, did not use them as a resistance, right? Well, we did here on Tuesday. We kind of pulled off of it there on Tuesday, but we broke through it Friday, Wednesday, right? But closed above it. And then Thursday, we broke back below both of those levels, closing below both of those levels. And that was enough to let me know that price was at least going to come down to the upper, come back down into the upper discount weekly PD array level. And so we got that run right here on Friday, and markets pushed back up to close bullish for Friday. Uh, really kind of flat. There's not a lot of bullish uh, volatility, a lot of bullish volume, should I say, within this candle. So I would say like that's kind of a flat close for Friday. But all in all, right, according to the way I had it drawn out, markets did exactly what I wanted to see, correct? Correct. So cool beans, cool beans. I do expect us to have let me look at the dollar one more time. I want to see something. Yeah, I want to see how we open up. If we break, I gotta see us break back below Friday's 62% daily PD array level, right? For me to be convinced that we're going lower. And I want to see an aggressive break in close. A break isn't good enough, right? We could break down, but if we close back up above that level, then that's price showing me unwillingness to continue lower. I need to see an aggressive break below, and not just an aggressive break below, but also a close below. And then once I see that, I would be confident in saying that okay, the dollar is going to continue to sell off from here. And last week's sell side liquidity would be my next point of interest from Monday's low, right? So if we do get that break below, looking back at Euro USD, that means that I would like to see a break above this 62% PD array level from Friday's price range, right? This level here. I would like to see an aggressive break, not only break, but close above that level, right? And that would give me the confidence that I would need to say, okay, GBP USD is going to continue to the upside, right? And I should be looking at in Euro USD right now. My bad. I'm sorry, y'all. I started out on the wrong one. So looking at Euro USD, we still got the move that I wanted to see, but it didn't play all the way out. Price came down and retested the upper discount PD array from last Friday's price range, right? And we found resistance right there, right? I'm sorry, support, right? Price found support right there. Every time we came down to retest that level, we backed off of it aggressively and quickly here, here. Except for this time, we didn't really back off of it aggressively, right? But we opened up Friday and started to push back up. So if the dollar continues to sell off, right, if it goes lower, then we know that our currency pairs are inversely correlated with the dollar, and I would expect for us to run this buy side liquidity from September the 12th, and next target would be this daily fair value gap from September the 1st. That would be my target. Now, on the flip side of that, because when we're trading the concepts that we trade, which everybody who follows me and have been following me for a while know that I trade smart money concepts, created and authored by Michael Huddleston, aka ICT, right? And with trading smart money concept, there's always an if this, then that type of approach. If this happens, then that should happen. If that happens, then this should happen. We're never married to one analysis because we know that the markets could flip at any given time, right? So if the dollar continues higher, then of course we would just flip our bias for currencies to bearish, right? And our point of targets would be lower level, or should I say sell side level PD arrays, right? And so we would target This PD array that hasn't been re-engaged yet, right? This imbalance that has been left open, right? We would target these weekly PD array levels that hasn't been re-engaged yet if the dollar continues higher. So that's what I'm looking at for currencies going into this new trading week. My bias, if I had a gun to my head and I just had to choose a bias for currency, it would be higher, period. All right. That's that. Same thing with NZD USD. We already looked at this one. Same exact thing. All right. Did I say NZ? I meant to say GBP USD, right? Because this is NZD USD that we're looking at now. So looking at NZD USD, we see price came lower as I wanted to see it come lower down into the discount PD array for Friday's price range, right? See price came back down into there. That was from open Monday to Friday's close. That was 100 pip move. So if you trade currencies and you've been watching my analysis for the last 2 months, you should definitely be on the right side of price. You should definitely have a better idea of what price is doing, right? And you should definitely have some kind of added perspective to help you execute your trades in a more precise manner, you know. So because my analysis have been dead on for the last 2 months, going on 3 months, on my YouTube channel and on my YouTube channel and in the Trader Roundup Discord, right? So that being said, we ran Friday's sell side liquidity, came down into this fair value gap here. I'm interested in seeing how NZD opens up, right? Because it obviously sold off, well, NZD and GBP USD kind of sold off about the same range. But NZD USD did run Friday's sell side liquidity. GBP USD didn't quite run Friday's sell side liquidity. So NZD USD did come lower. Let me look at Euro USD right quick. Being that NZD and and GBP USD sold off as low as it did, I'm thinking we could see Euro USD come down because it's lagging its brother and sister, which is the pound and NZD USD, right? All three of them usually move in tandem with one another. So seeing the way that the pound and NZD sold off and Euro USD was lagging last week, that kind of makes me feel like, or that not feel, but that kind of shows me that Euro is lagging its brother and sister, and it may need to sell off some more to catch up with its brother and sister, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Euro USD open up for Monday of this week, selling off, right? And we see the pound come on down into that lower weekly PD array level that was not re-engaged, as well as NZD USD coming down into the weekly PD array levels that was not re-engaged, right? So we could see currencies open up bearish and then end the week bullish, depending on the order flow of the markets for the beginning of the week, right? But gun to head, I am bullish for currencies this week. right? Overall, I want us to close up for the week, right? So that means that I expect us to close above this weekly buy side liquidity, right? From last week. Or well, you might as well say both of these buy side liquidity is fairly high. I mean fairly equal, but if I want to put that right there just so you got the right levels. So that means that I would like to see us end the week above this buy side liquidity, right? Looking at futures. I slipped up this week on futures, y'all, and I'm going to tell you how I did it, right? I did not have my monthly PD array levels on for ES during the pre-week analysis or the mid-week analysis, right? Now, you remember I told you guys that I was overall bullish last week, right? I wanted to see us end the week bullish, which we did. However, I expected us to come down into here, right? I really expected us to come down into there, into all this imbalance, right? However, had I had my monthly PD array levels on my ES chart, then the way that price respected this level right here would have made more sense to me, right? Would have made more sense to me, especially seeing Monday we respected it. Tuesday we respected it. Thursday we closed right on that level, and then Friday we shot back up, right? That would have made sense to me, because if you go back and go back and look and listen to my midweek analysis when price was here on Wednesday, what did I say? Go back and listen to my midweek analysis and listen to what I expected out of price for the rest of the week. I expected for price to sell off. I told you guys that because we had high impacting news drivers Thursday and Friday, right? And Monday through Wednesday should have been bearish days since the dollar was bullish Monday through Wednesday. I said that I think the high impacting news drivers coming out Thursday and Friday will be the catalyst that pushes us down into these imbalances, right? Well, we got that Thursday. We got that bearish day Thursday off of news. However, we did not get it Friday, right? So I was right about my analysis for Monday, and I was wrong Friday, right? Which is cool beans, because I know how to be nimble and adjust my analysis once price shows me that it needs to be adjusted. Because what do I always say? Price literally talks to you and tell you what it wants to do or what it's going to do. All you have to do is listen and pay attention and be able to readjust, right? So had I had this monthly 79% PD array level here, and I seen the way price was respecting it Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I would have expected price to continue up, right? Because what is Thursday anyway? What did I say in my previous videos about Thursday? Thursday is typically a what kind of day? It's typically a reversal day, right? A reversal out of the trend from the previous 3 days, right? So we've been up Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We expected Thursday to be a pullback day anyway, even without high impacting news, right? So that was a given, right? But seeing the way that price is respecting this very high time frame PD array, I mean monthly, you don't get any higher than a monthly level other than a year, right? So that's the next time frame up. Like we mostly go from, daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. Like, so seeing the way price was respecting that higher time frame PDRA level, it made sense that Friday's news gave us this bullish volatility that we see back up to run what? Monthly buy side liquidity. And if you see how I had my analysis drawn out, then you see that I wanted to end the week running what? The monthly buy side liquidity. I mean, that can't be disputed. It's right here on the chart. The same exact identical markings that I have on my midweek analysis in my beginning of my pre-week analysis, right? Same exact marking. Nothing's been changed. So I'm obviously telling you that I want to see price give us a bullish closing week. I wanted to see us closing bullish. I wanted to see us run this monthly buy side liquidity. I mean, that's indisputable. It's right there in front of your eyes, right? Now, I didn't get the pullback that I wanted to see, but that's okay. We all know that the market doesn't do what you want it to do. The market is going to do what it's designed, programmed, and coded to do, right? And what you can do is put your analysis out there on what you think price is going to do, but you have to be willing to be wrong and be willing to be nimble and adjustable and flexible enough to adjust your analysis so that you are on the right side of price and not married to an analysis idea and be on the wrong side of price trying to force your will on the markets. So you all can clearly see my shorts that I've posted on YouTube. You can see my short videos of my executions from this week, where I executed, where I got out. So you can obviously see that I adjusted my analysis and got on the right side of price. And that's how you got to be too. You got to be flexible, nimble, and able to adjust your analysis so that you are on the right side of price. Excuse me, guys, I have the hiccups. Sorry. So, that being said, I would like to see price continue higher this week. I would like to see us go higher. My next point of interest is this fair value gap here above the fair value gap that we're currently inside, right? Once we run the high, once we feel this fair value gap in, I want to see how price reacts to that level, right? If we break if we break above that level aggressively and close above it, then I expect us to go ahead and fill this in, right? And target this next fair value gap that we have here, right? So that's what I expect to see out of price this week. Now, we could very well get a good, strong pullback this week down into these daily PD arrays that was never engaged last week. And I do anticipate that. I do expect us to pull down and use these levels in one or two ways, either to catapult us higher to the upside, to run into the imbalances that we have to the upside, or to push us lower, right? If we break through these daily discount array levels, right, then I will look for price to come back up into them and use them as a resistance to push price lower, right? Now, this is a lot of imbalance that we have to the downside. This is a lot of imbalance that we have. And I don't know if the market makers are going to want to come back in and fill these imbalances in before going higher, or if they're going to leave these imbalances here to come back and fill in at a later date, 2 or 3 weeks later, or even maybe in the month of December. I don't know that. So all I can do is follow order flow on a day-to-day basis and let price show me what it wants to do on a day-to-day, session-to-session basis. But if you ask me what my overall analysis is, my overall bias for futures this week, it is bullish, with an anticipation of price pulling back down at least into last Friday's discount PD array levels. Cool beans, cool beans. And also with NQ. Now you see with NQ, if you go back and look at both the pre-week and the midweek analysis, you will see that I had my analysis. I had my monthly PD arrays on NQ, right? So this move to the upside, it didn't really surprise me or catch me off guard, right? When I was executing my trades this week, right? And if you look at the trades, my shorts that I posted on YouTube, right? You will see that I was trading NQ. I didn't trade, I think I might have took one ES trade this week, but for the most part, I was trading NQ this week. And it was so easy for me to adjust, right, and get on the right side of price, right, going against this analysis, right, because I had these monthly levels on here and I seen how NQ was respecting that 79% monthly PD array level, right? Respected it here Tuesday, respected it Monday, right? And then we pulled back down into it Friday, but we didn't even pull all the way back down into it. And then we end up closing higher, running what? What did I have drawn out? So this is obviously saying that I wanted to see NQ close the week running what? Buy side liquidity. Right? And so going forward for this week, I expect us to continue to the upside, and this daily volume imbalance is what my eyes is set to, right? This is where I think price is being drawn to. First of all, we have these beautiful, fairly equal highs right here, right? We all know what sits right there. Liquidity. This is a pool of liquidity sitting above these fairly even highs or fairly equal highs, however you want to pronounce it. I like to say fairly equal highs. A lot of people say fairly even highs. It doesn't matter. You know what it is. It's a pool of liquidity sitting above these equal highs, right? And they're real clean, so clean. I definitely see price reaching up, running those fairly equal highs, right? And running us up into this daily volume imbalance, right? So that's my overall analysis or bias for NQ this week. I want to see price close. I ain't even gonna say close the week bullish, but I want to see this pool of liquidity taken out, and I want to see us run up into this. That could happen Monday and Tuesday, and the rest of the week could be bearish and push us back down into these unengaged daily PD array levels, right? That could very well happen for NQ and for ES, right? We could see this in the beginning of the week, right? And then close the week selling off. This week is a very aggressive um, news week. We have a lot of high impacting news drivers. But I think the only day we don't have news this week is tomorrow, Monday. And we have high impacting news um, Tuesday through Thursday, right? So we're gonna see a calm day tomorrow, which could be what we need to see price just finish this bullish volatility to the upside to at least fill in this fair value gap. And then the high impact news from the rest of the week could be the news drivers that push us down into these unengaged discount PD array levels that we have to the sell side. So that's where my mindset is at for this upcoming trading week. Regardless of what, I'm always listening to price, allowing price to tell me what it is that it's going to do. And according to what it tells me, then I make the necessary adjustments in real time. So, with that being said, that will conclude the weekly wrap up / pre-week analysis. As always, if these reviews are adding any value to your trading career, your trading journey, your trading life, please like, share, and most of all, subscribe. It really helps out a lot, you guys. So, with that being said, I appreciate each and every one of you coming out, tuning in to get this knowledge and empower yourselves. Let your family and friends know you love them while they still here, please. And as always, peace and love, everybody. You know